Caitlin Clark last night finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing up in quite some time.
After weeks of silence, speculation, and non-stop buzz about her future in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark has finally spoken, and what she revealed stunned the entire basketball world. Taking to Instagram, Clark dropped a bombshell about her next move, and trust me, it's going to shock a lot of people.
She just absolutely did it all and became a magnet for attention and an icon for sports fans, certainly little girls, certainly mine as well, playing her basketball and watching her play. And
the basketball world held its breath when Caitlin Clark went completely silent on social media following the Indiana Fever's shocking playoff defeat. Fans, analysts, and even her critics were left wondering, was this the end? Would Clark return for another season? Or was her unforgettable rookie year just a glimpse of something bigger, somewhere else? Rumors spread like wildfire. Some believed she might switch leagues. Others feared she'd walk away from basketball altogether, especially after the relentless hate she endured throughout the season. But then, on October 2nd, everything changed. Caitlin Clark broke her silence. Her Instagram lit up with a message that sent shockwaves through the basketball community. In a simple yet powerful post, she wrote, "Year 1. Check. Thank you to the many people who have supported me as I've been able to live my childhood dream. I'm filled with gratitude as I reflect on this past year of my life. See you all in year 2. That was it. One post. And the entire league took a collective sigh of relief. She wasn't leaving. She was coming back, and stronger than ever. But what made her rookie season truly unforgettable, it wasn't just the headlines. It wasn't just the hype. It was the impact. Caitlin Clark didn't just break records. She obliterated them. 62 records shattered in just her first year, each one a testament to her game-changing presence. Behind every stat was a story. Behind every milestone was a moment. And behind every moment was a player who reshaped what we thought was possible in women's basketball.
One of the greatest years of basketball, with work put in by anybody ever.
Let's start with the numbers, the kind that force statisticians to dig for new superlatives. Caitlin Clark averaged 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, 5.7 rebounds, and 1.3 steals per game. Those aren't just impressive numbers for a rookie. They're elite by any standard in the league. Her 337 assists set a brand new WNBA single-season record, the most ever recorded. It wasn't just about racking up stats. It was about elevating her entire team. But Clark's greatness wasn't limited to box scores. She did something no rookie had ever done before. Not just once, but twice. A triple-double. Twice in her first season, and she wasn't done making history. In one jaw-dropping game, Clark dished out 19 assists, another all-time league record. It was a masterclass in court vision and playmaking that had fans, coaches, and even her critics speechless. But the numbers only tell part of the story. Caitlin Clark revived a franchise. The Indiana Fever had been lost in mediocrity for years, but under her leadership, they clawed their way to a 20-20 record, their first 20-win season since 2015. And most importantly, she led the Fever to the playoffs, ending a brutal postseason drought that had haunted the team for nearly a decade. Clark didn't just change the stats, she changed the culture.
Saka, Johnny, and pressure. What pressure? Push up onto it, Billy.
Caitlin Clark didn't just light up the scoreboard. She lit up the entire league. Her explosive presence on the court wasn't just about winning games. It was about captivating the audience. Crowds swelled, ticket sales soared, and her jersey? It flew off shelves faster than anyone could restock. The Indiana Fever went from a forgotten team to must-watch TV, all because of Clark. But it wasn't just her talent that turned heads. It was the way she elevated everyone around her. Every game, she created space, found the open player, and forced defenses to stretch to their breaking point. Her vision, timing and basketball IQ made her teammates better and left opponents scrambling. And just as fast as the records fell, the accolades followed. Caitlin Clark was the overwhelming choice for WNBA Rookie of the Year, a recognition that barely scratched the surface of her impact. She was also selected as a WNBA All-Star, and not just selected. She received the most fan votes in the entire league for Rookie, outshining veterans, commanding the spotlight. Clark wasn't just keeping up with the league's best, she was redefining what best looked like.
I said the WNBA's got a problem that's not really a problem. They've made it a problem, and now they can't avoid it, is that Caitlin Clark is way better, way sooner than anybody wants to admit. It took Bryce Harper a couple years.
What made Caitlin Clark's season truly legendary wasn't just the records, the wins, or even the accolades. It was the way she handled the pressure. She entered the league under an intense spotlight, surrounded by massive expectations, and somehow, she didn't just meet them, she blew them away. Her grace under fire, her clutch performances, and her laser-sharp focus drew comparisons to legends. Larry Bird, Pete Maravich, Steph Curry, and even the one and only Michael Jordan. But perhaps her most powerful impact was this. She changed the definition of what a rookie can be in the WNBA. Clark didn't just raise the bar, she redefined it. She set a new standard so high that future rookies will now be measured against her, a benchmark that, quite frankly, seems almost unfair in its greatness. And if you've made it this far, we've got to say, thank you. If you're enjoying this deep dive into Caitlin Clark's unforgettable rookie season, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. It helps more than you know, and we appreciate every second you spend with us. All right, let's jump back into the action.
But she also did it with the spotlight on her at a very young age. Fame is hitting this young lady's life. And very rarely did I see a misstep or something that I wouldn't want to show my daughter. Literally every step of the way, it's just like, watch her, watch how she plays, watch how she handles her business. By the way, first rookie in postseason WNBA history to have 25, 5, and 5 in a game. She did that last night. They came so close to forcing a third game. But they're done. And
as Caitlin Clark's star rose, so did the target on her back. The WNBA's breakout sensation, who had electrified fans and shattered records, was now facing trials that would test her resilience like never before. Her historic rookie season wowed spectators and boosted league viewership, but it also triggered intense scrutiny, controversy, and criticism. The playoffs were supposed to be Clark's crowning achievement. Instead, they became the epicenter of a storm that threatened to overshadow her brilliance. During a crucial matchup against a Connecticut Sun, Clark was poked in the eye on a seemingly routine play. She dropped to the floor in pain, but no foul was called. That single moment exploded into a nationwide debate, but here's what most people don't know. Clark received 17.7% of all flagrant fouls in the entire WNBA. Let that sink in. Out of 144 players, one player took nearly a fifth of the league's hardest hits. And that's just the ones that were actually called. How many more went completely unpunished, easily double? And where are most of those hits coming from? Over 80% of the flagrant fouls against Clark came from one team, the Chicago Sky, whose head coach was recently fired. Coincidence? Or something more? Now here's where the double standard really shows. Clark gets hit with hard contact and nothing happens, but when she lightly slaps the rim padding in frustration, she's instantly hit with a technical foul, and don't tell us, it's in the rulebook. We've seen Diana Taurasi do the same thing. No technical, no drama, no problem. So why does it feel like Clark is being judged by a different set of rules? As her fame exploded, so did the darker side of the internet, with hatred, targeted abuse, and constant criticism flooding her mentions. But through it all, Clark stood firm. Her focus never cracked. Her performance never dipped. In fact, the more the world threw at her, the more determined she became. Her perseverance earned her respect, not just from fans, but from opponents and teammates alike. And the eye poke incident, it became more than a moment. It sparked a league-wide conversation about player safety, officiating standards, and how we treat rising stars in the sport. Caitlin Clark didn't just survive the storm, she stood tall in it, and somehow, she came out even stronger.
Yeah, I think just being competitive is who I am. It's what I've done my whole career. I think it ties to both ways I can probably channel it a little bit better, but that's just basketball at the end of the day. But that's never gonna change. I'm never gonna lose that. I feel like I'm getting hammered. I don't know. I appreciate Christy getting the tag too.
Like, while the uproar raged, something unique was occurring behind the scenes. The league was about to undergo a transition unprecedented in its 27-year history. What precisely did Caitlin Clark do to keep everyone from fanatical fans to casual onlookers hooked to their screens? The solution can only be defined as the Caitlin Clark effect. Her influence on the WNBA was more than simply her on-court prowess. It was a seismic shift that changed the face of women's sports. Her presence alone propelled the league into unknown territory, shattering viewing records that had stood for more than 2 decades.
And the Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history.
Clarkonomics, my friend. Clarkonomics.
Let's discuss numbers during Clark's inaugural season. And incredible 21 programs featuring her received over 1 million people apiece. This wasn't just a minor increase, it was a gigantic jump for a league that had previously battled to maintain those levels. The Indiana Fever, formerly considered an afterthought in the WNBA hierarchy, have suddenly become must-see television. What is the one thing that most of these games have in common? You guessed it, Caitlin Elizabeth Clark. However, it was more than simply eyeballs on TVs. Clark's captivating presence translated straight into filled venues. The Indiana Fever broke WNBA attendance records, averaging more than 177,000 people every home game. To put that in perspective, this was the same squad that had the second worst attendance the previous season. In a single year, Clark transformed the Fever's home court into the hottest ticket in town. Even away games became so popular that opponents were forced to hire larger venues whenever the Fever visited town.
Has seen record-breaking numbers this season in viewership, ticket sales, merch sales, and just overall growth of the
Clark's influence stretched much beyond the hardwood. She became a social media star with more than 2.9 million Instagram followers. Clark had gone beyond basketball to become a cultural hero. Clark's capacity to raise others around her rather than her own genius was what actually distinguished her. Her playing style, which featured accurate passing and clutch scoring, inspired her teammates to perform at their best. The Fever established a franchise record most assists in a single season, with Clark also hitting other assist records. She didn't only score, she helped everyone on the floor improve. Clark's influence in the WNBA has drawn comparisons to none other than Michael Jordan. Analysts recognized her ability to bring unprecedented attention and commercial appeal to the league, similar to what Jordan achieved for the NBA during his iconic career, which was based on the foundation laid by Larry Bird and Magic Johnson in the 1980s. It wasn't simply exaggeration, the stats back it up. Clark's playoff debut attracted an average of 1.84 million viewers, the most for a WNBA playoff game since the 2000 Finals. Game 2 drew 2.5 million viewers, shattering the previous record set only a few days before. As the dust cleared on her record-breaking debut season, speculation was rampant. Will Clark be a one-season wonder or the foundation of a dynasty? Her long-awaited social media post broke the stillness, but it raised more questions than answers. See you all in year 2, she said. Clark's statements reinforced her commitment to the Indiana Fever and the WNBA, sending waves of enthusiasm across the basketball globe. But what exactly does Clark's choice signify for the Fever and the league as a whole? Her season was not simply amazing, it was historic. The future is now red hot and feverish. The anticipation for Clark's comeback is great. Her presence on the court not only wins games but also fills seats and captivates fans now that she has completed a full season and has the opportunity to add to her already remarkable CV. Expectations for year 2 are sky-high. Caitlin Clark is an icon. She is not a female superstar but a superstar. We were going to see Caitlin Clark play. She moves the needle. The WNBA has been searching for someone who can shift the needle. Here's to counting down the days till Caitlin Clark returns to action. Like, subscribe, and enable all alerts so you never miss out. Also, please share your opinions on Clark continuing in the WNBA in the comment section below.